Welcome back to another episode of Grey Duster's modded Minecraft series. Episode 30. 30. We're getting pretty far now. What did I say I was going to do this episode? Solar power. Before I do that, it's been raining quite a bit, by the way. And I promise this won't take very long. Promise. It's been raining every time I do the episode. And I could switch myself to an op to stop that, but I don't really want to do that. I get far too tempted to cheat things in when I do that, so I'm definitely not going to go up. What it means is I want to make a block called a rain muffler. Fortunately, that needs 8 sound mufflers, which each need 8 wool and just wood. Okay. So to do that, I need obviously lots of wool and my sheep. Down here. And I could just keep shearing them. It's fine. By the way, if you can see, I added a fence with a grassy block around the outsides, just so that the sheep could never eat the those blocks, and there'd always be grass. I could do it manually, but let's automate this because wool's kind of handy for all numbers of different things. We want a block called a rancher, which of course I haven't taught the system how to build because I'm prepared like that. Yeah. So there's a rancher. It doesn't know how to build shears either. So let's teach how to build those. Running low on pans, but this should be enough. In fact, I'm going to need pans for the solar stuff, so let's order 30, I think. Don't worry, it won't take that many. Should be nowhere near that many. And we're out of glass again. Okay. Okay, so let's try and turn it to build a rancher. The same block, by the way, that I used to get all that ink right at the very start. Which, of course, I haven't actually used because I haven't gone into Mistcraft yet. Don't worry, we will be using it. Except the fact I'm terrible at Mistcraft. Glass, that was what I was going for. Glass. There we go. Also want the servos and the barrel. Why am I not using Tesseracts, you say? Important to our system, of course. Yeah, the problem with that is that I've kind of run clean through my entire supply of ender pearls. So I feel poor and horrible again. Oh well. We've got the rancher. Let's go and put it down somewhere. And of course I'm going to get this the wrong way again. It's like USB. Have you ever seen USB? Have you ever managed to get a USB plug in right the first time? It always takes 3 times. Oh, it is right the first time. And you look to be... well, not sure if that actually creates any of the stuff we need to get rid of, the sludge. So, where do we want the power? You'll do. Okay, that's that connected up. I need to pull items out of it. I don't suppose it... Well, shouldn't really matter which side. Hello. Let's try the back. So we can keep these things hemmed in. And we want... where do I want my barrel? Let's just put it there opposite the power. And I really should remember that you need to put this stuff into the back of a barrel. Sheep are just complaining because, yeah, what else have they got to do? There we go. I've not got what I need. Okay. Let's just go get the power supply as well. Again, because I'm not going to be running conduits all over the place, temporarily I'm going to use a hardened energy cell just until I actually get more pearls. You will do. Now, these I always have trouble with because if I activate them, they generally... If I activate them, they generally won't be... Can't pull stuff out of them, it just breaks for some reason for me. So let's just power it up and let's see what happens to the stuff. Let's hope I get it right the first time this time. Put to the bottom, please. There we go. So yeah, I've done it wrong in previous times, like the cow farm. Just remember not to put servos in. This block will eject. And we're getting wool. And that should be pretty much automatic now as long as this power holds. Which it's looking like it's not. Yeah, that's going to take... It's going to deplete, but not before I get lots of wool. Anyway, back to solar while that happens. Okay, solar. So, what we kind of want is up here on the roof, whenever it's daytime, we want energy coming in. And we have the outer wall. This is the inner kind of space, the inner wall, and then the room itself on the inside. So, it'd be useful at least to fill this space initially so that there's nothing on the inside. And then we'll see about filling further in. I do warn you, I am going for the top tier of solar here. You can settle for lesser tiers to get lesser amounts of energy, but we're going to go for the top tier. And it takes a lot. I've said it before, but it takes a lot of iron. I've now got 8k iron, and that's enough for maybe 2 of these solar cells. So if you haven't got a lot of iron yet, at least build yourself a quarry and get some, because doing this is going to be very painful otherwise. So let's just get rid of some of our inventory stuff so we can think straight. And let's get started. It's filling up. Okay. We want to teach it how to make a high voltage solar array, I should say. A high voltage solar array is made from 8 medium voltage solar arrays and a HV transformer, which is made from 8 low voltage arrays and a medium voltage transformer, which is made from 8 solar panels, and an LV transformer, which is coal dust generator, some circuits. Now you see maybe why that's so much stuff is needed. And the first thing I can think of is that I probably don't have a coldest recipe. I said I was going to do it, but I probably didn't because I'm too lazy. Yeah, I don't have one. Fine, let's just put one of these in here. Okay, so there should be coldest in the system. Probably has them anyway. Yeah, I did. One of you is one of you code. Okay, so the system knows how to make coldest. That's also why you're going to need a lot of coal. But our quarry does both, so yay for quarries. So first let's tell the system how to make a solar panel. Straightforward. Does it already know how to make the transformers, I wonder? Let's have a look. Okay, so it looks like it can make low voltage and medium voltage transformers. It doesn't know how to make high ones yet, so we'll get to that. So we can encode that. And we can encode that. And because for the highest tier we need 8 of the medium tier, we could be able to just tell it now to make some of the medium tier stuff, I think. So medium voltage, I'm going to need 8 of those. Go. That's going to trigger an awful lot of crafting. One of the reasons why we upgraded our power and the overclockers, we need to know how to make a furnace. Fine. Can't believe I didn't even taught the system how to make that. I was saying, yes, power and overclockers is because of this precise project. When you start doing this, you want to start getting rid of your lava. This really helps. Yeah, it looks like it's crafting there. Yeah. Okay, and now we want to do the high HV transformer. This is the first time we're working with high voltage. So we will need a new type of cable. Well, strictly speaking, at the moment we don't, but later on we will. And so we may as well just do it now. And there's a couple of options there, so I'm going to show them to you. Okay, that should be it. That's all the recipes you need. As I said, if you've been following along, that's like, 6. It's not great for this episode, not a lot of time. But we need to wait for those to build. So if we look upstairs, what you should see is, all these machines are getting triggered as and when they're needed. They all have 6 overclockers, so they'll use a lot of power. Let's go and see how our MFE is doing down here. Yeah, it's being depleted. So let's hope that stands up. By the way, I did make an import from last episode for all that rubber. Just that one rubber tree farm left overnight. This is literally the next day after recording that previous episode. I've not waited a week or anything. Wow, what did I break? I broke something. Something broke something. That's not good. No sticky resin. You processed it all? Is it broken? Yeah, I see. It's definitely gone. Ah, it's just processed. Fine. So I've got 128 stacks. It's full of rubber. I've got a buffer chest which is also filling with rubber. And this, when the rubber tree farm, delivers stuff, it'll drop into here and be processed automatically. Great. More rubber than I could ever use. We will probably need it for this project at some point. I've loaded the system with a bit of it, but we can do more later. So what else do we need? Well, that solar panel is going to produce a lot of power during the day. And there's a few options. How do we transport it, first of all? There's two ways, really. HV cable. There we go. Which is 3 rubber, and it's HV cable, which is basically just an iron ingot extruded. That will do up to 2048 EU per tick. And our solar thing, I believe that also outputs 2048. Don't quote me on it, but I think that's exactly what it's supposed to do. But there's also another type of cable, glass fiber cable, and this is the top tier of cable in Industrial Craft 2, 8,000 EU per tick. It does, however, require energium dust, which we've seen before. It's 4 diamonds. That's right, so for each one of this cable, you're using up 8 diamonds. Not sure how I feel about that. Oh, no, you're not. No, you're not. Haha. Okay, so 4 diamonds is 9, so you're pretty much... Yeah, that's much cheaper. Okay, so... we can get 4 of this cable out for those 8. Oh, that's still expensive. It's very, very expensive. Okay. We actually want... I'm just going to get some pulverized silver recipe, silver dust. I want the dust, I want the pulverized. And the good part about this is we can do this while while the entire system cooks up the solar panels. It takes quite a while to cook the solar panels, so you shouldn't worry about it too much. That's the real beauty of the auto-crafting system. Where's my... What? Oh, it just output to another machine. Yeah, I don't want that to happen. Right, where was I? Made the recipe for silver. And we can dump it back into our system downstairs. In this case, we can share the recipes with this one, which is tin, pulverized tin, so it can also do silver. But it's going to do it on demand rather than all. We don't want to pulverize all of our silver. So I'm on the right level. Back to our recipes. If you don't want to do this glass fiber cable, feel free to do the HV Solar one. I've never had any problems with it, but I just want to show you the top tier of cable. Well, just because. And I have about 300 diamonds. They're not going to last long if I do lots of this cable, put it that way. So, how well am I going to do this? Let's see if we can actually create one. Let's make 10. Okay, one of the recipes has obviously picked up pulverized coal instead of coal dust, so we need to correct that. And the system doesn't know how to make diamond dust. Okay. So, diamond dust, we can sort. Pulverized coal, we just need to arrange the recipe correctly. No, not you, not you, not you. There we go. There we go. We just want the coal dust. I don't know why I went upstairs to pick up this. I could have done this anywhere. I even built a crafting terminal right next door. Okay. Let's re-encode that. Reinsert it into the system, and yeah, now I may need to cancel things and restart them. But now we should know how to make everything, I think, so let's just tell it to make high voltage. One of. Okay, so it doesn't know how to make an advanced RE battery. Fine, let's teach the diamond dust thing first. Dangerous thing to teach to an automatic system, but let's hope we don't get this wrong. Dum dum. Clear. One of you is one of you. Code. Let's have a look at that advanced battery. Let's see. Well, it just doesn't know how to make them. RE battery. No, I've got that. That doesn't bear well. Let's just cancel this and see which one requires the battery. There we are. It's slightly different, I think. Requires lead dust. Yeah, I don't really want lead dust because the system will process it if I do. Fine, let's... Fortunately, this is part of setting up these kind of workflows. You need to just get the system so that it makes things just the way you want it to make things. And then everyone's happy. Take you out, put you in. Lead dust and sulfur. Fine. We should be able to get away with pulverized. Why did I go upstairs again? Of all the... That should still work. So we can tell it to build one of... we have to cancel the previous job. Yeah, cancel you. One of you, and I need to put this recipe somewhere. to make the recipe. Again, same place downstairs. Things that can pulverize can all go with you. There we go. Fine. The system should now be able to make one, or has already made one, which we can then use to specify in the other recipe. This one. There we go. Let me tell you, you wouldn't even want to try making solos manually. Yeah, at least not the higher tier ones. It just would not be good for your sanity. Okay, so let's try again. High voltage. Ooh. Okay, you seem to be working. Yeah. We now need power storage, because also we can just hook up our cable directly to this. Let me just get rid of some of this stuff. You. We can just hook up cable. Only problem with that idea is that it's going to go downstairs to an MFE, and an MFE is, with these solar panels, they produce so much energy that an MFE will just, the energy will be wasted. And we wanted to make sure that through the night we continue able to be processed. It's good, isn't it? We don't want it to shut down in the night. So we need to make yet another upgrade to the top tier power storage, the MFSU, which requires an MFE and a couple of other things. And the Lapotron crystals, yes, they require energy crystals, which requires diamonds. So I think that's 4 diamonds for each one of these, I think. Let's have a look. Yes, it's 4 diamonds for each one of these. Fine. So we're going to need to build one of those as well. Let's see what this doesn't know about yet. It's probably most ingredients, to be honest. Yeah, it doesn't have to make advanced machine casings, which isn't entirely unexpected. This is a compressor recipe. Yeah, we're going to have to go into compressor recipes. That's okay. You probably haven't seen those before. That's fine. Yeah. Okay, we've got a few steps here. First of all, let's make sure that recipe is right for the Lapotron crystals, because we don't want this to go wrong. Yeah, we need to make at least 1 Lapotron crystal. Fine. Oh, really? Okay, the recipe also wrong for this one. Fine. Is this energy crystal thing? Yeah, it should be this. And we need to do lapis. Anyway. There we go. You in the middle. You can get encoded. Yours should be fine now. You in? We need to make the dust, which is a macerator recipe that's going upstairs. Now let me sort a couple of these recipes out, and I'll be right back. So let's sort out those recipes. We're going to need a carbon plate, or many carbon plates in the future perhaps, and they're a compressor recipe from raw carbon mesh, which is raw carbon fibre, which is, yeah, from coal dust. So back we go with coal dust, and in fact let's just process a fair bit of it. I'm only making one now, so maybe I should do this manually. Let's just check. I mean, 2 carbon plates, which is 2 of those, which is 4 raw carbon fibre. Yeah, so let's get some coal. And again, let's just go and pulverize it. Well, get the recipe for pulverizing it, I should say. Okay, there's that recipe. More slime. And up to the carbon mesh stage. Where are we? Not pulverized coal, carbon plate. That's a compressor recipe, so I have to do a manual recipe for that, but for this bit we can code that. And we can code this. So now if we type carbon, we should be able to craft 2 meshes, which is exactly what we want, hopefully. And we also want the other component, which is advanced alloy. Fine. Advanced alloy is get another compressor recipe from a mixed metal ingot, and this is a normal recipe, except that I'm gonna make sure we got the right plates. Bronze plate. A tin plate, if I remember rightly. There we go. Oops. System knows how to make those. Hopefully this should be done quickly. Yeah, that's not... Why is that not the right recipe? Carbon fibre. Shaped crafting. Is that the wrong recipe? Is it full? If so, then there's a bug with this version of NEI. Yep, it's full. So if you're doing that, don't forget to change the recipe. And it's made the other two. Fine. So carbon. 4 of those. We don't need 4 right now, but carbon and mixed metal. So we need the compressor for this. That's for carbon plate, and that's the other components, the advanced alloy. There we go, so that equals this in code, and U equal U in code. See what I mean about having all these patterns? It's mostly for the MFSU, because we were missing other things that you may have done earlier if you had made other blocks. So it knows how to make both of you, so we want the advanced machine casing, which is a basic machine casing plus 2 of those, so that should now be able to be created. Yeah, I'd already created one. Never mind. Think that's it. Let's see what it says now when I say MFSU. Yeah, and let's just dump some of these things in here. Can't hurt. Okay, while that's going, let's go and see how our sheep are doing. Well, still quite a bit of power. We got 5 stacks of wool. That's great. Stack of wool. Easy, easy. So now, let's dump that into the system, and let's say a sound muffler, which we need note blocks, which need lots of planks. Fine. I'm not going to teach this recipe because I'm really not going to be using it that much. I thought I just dumped wool into the system. I did, just different types. Rain muffler is just all of that, so yeah. And a bucket of water. Appropriate. Yeah, there's more of it. Never mind. Rain muffler. And that can just go somewhere appropriate. Maybe it needs to be on the roof. Yeah, let's give it a try. Hopefully that should stop the rain. Progress. Okay, a high voltage solar array is going, and I think RMFU has been created. It has. So that's the top tier of power storage. Now, I think I want our first storage up there. Let's see, is there a... no, there's no gap, that's fine. So... great. Gonna be needing you. Fine, so just remembering again, the green is the output, which is the right way. See, output's going to come straight down. And if you look at the power level, it outputs 2048 U per tick. So if we want to use that in our existing system, yeah, we're going to need to step it down. So we're going to need another high voltage transformer, which is already being made as part of the other thing. So let's just, yeah, high to low, 2048 to 512. Okay. And I'm just going to get it to craft another one because it's going to need one for the solar array. Now this has been going for maybe a couple of hours now. One thing it is actually missing all the time is rubber and glass. So what we're going to do is a new type of item, storage bus, just so I don't need to keep refilling it. The storage bus is a way to have... oh, that's actually quite easy. It's a way to have barrels and things like barrels, containers, be connected to the ME system without actually importing them all and using up these disks. So the system can access them, but it doesn't actually need to pull them into the system to do so. So there we are, and let's get at least 2 for the both for the rubber system and probably for the glass. See how fast this is now. Just what we want. Storage bus and maybe some cable. I think it's close enough we may not need cable, but yeah, may as well carry it with us. If you look over here, see we've got this cable already here, so just drop down one. Drop the storage bus onto the bottom. Don't think it matters which side it's on, but there we go. So now, if I go all the way over here, why aren't you working? You should be showing up lots more than that. Maybe I need to put it on a particular side. Okay, top of the barrel. Are you showing up now? No, fine. I'll diagnose that off camera and let you know next episode if that's the case. It really should be working. I did do a storage bus. I didn't just create another type of bus, did I? Yeah. We're just going to increase that by 1, but it shouldn't matter. Maybe it's because the rubber's already in the system. Let's try depleting it. No, anyway, never mind. So the solar is in progress. All we need to do, and I'll do this off camera again because it's really, really getting to the wrapping up point, is up here. We just need to connect a cable, and because we can do this, at least the start, I want it to go that way. Fixed step down. So anything out of the bottom of this is now going to be 512, which is exactly what we want for the rest of the system. It's all 512. More importantly, this is a huge battery. When the solar's on top and your cable is going to be underneath, which is going to be gold cable, we can just lay. We have enough of it? 15, probably not. Let's make some more. We want to just connect it to the input line, which is coming from those down there. So we need to probably disconnect those. We can just remove that copper cable and remove all of this. Move this over there, downstairs over there, where the smeltery is, and then we just leave those generators in place. We don't really need them anymore, but just in case we need a backup if everything goes wrong up there with any explosions or whatever, we can just route the cable down this way. Just remember to keep it separate, just so that we have this additional, we don't need to, but we have this additional effectively an extra battery over here, which is pretty much constantly out of power now. Okay, that's pretty much it for this episode. Everything's pretty much set up now. We just wait for the solar to finish cooking. That is going to take hours for each solar. Don't think it's a quick thing. It's now got through 3 of them. It's got 5 left to go. Yeah, so that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. Feel free to subscribe or leave a comment below. And next episode, let's see if I'll probably show you the start of the solar, or where I've put the solar, and the rerouting of the cabling first. Then let's move on and start making sure we can use all of this power we're actually getting, and that might involve actually reworking this ore processing system, because right now it's very, very bottlenecked, and I don't really need it up here in the top section of the tower anymore. I can move it downstairs. Okay, thanks very much.